In this commentary, I'm going to showcase the T-50. It's a Russian tank built for speed, driven by lunatics, or so the people would have you believe. There it is in the bottom left corner, signifying that it's the lowest tier tank in this battle. It may be the lowest tier tank, but it's the most dangerous. And while we wait for the other players to get in, we can scroll around a little, see the two artillery pieces off to our right, the heavy tank immediately on the left, medium tanks, tank destroyers and other medium tanks over there in the background, T-50 out the front of the formation ready to lead the charge into the enemy. As the lowest tier tank in this battle, with weaponry that is pathetic compared to every other tank in this battle and no armour to speak of, my role is going to be to find targets for everyone else to shoot at. As long as I stay within radio range of my teammates, I'm going to be able to put red dots on the map and red indicators so that they can fire on them. That means that people will be shooting at me, and they won't be shooting at my friends because I'll be way out in front. You can see how the T-50 is amazingly quick off the line in the bottom right. You can see how the mini-map shows us streaking away from the rest of the formation that just can't keep pace. In the bottom left, you can see a heavy tank asking for someone to push him up the hill because he hasn't got the engine power to do it himself. As we close in now on enemy territory, we're going to need to be careful not to knock over any trees. If you knock over a tree, then the enemy can see the tree fall. They might not know exactly where you are, but they've got a pretty good idea because it'll fall in the direction that you're moving. So, having moved through those trees pretty successfully and been rather surprised that there was no one waiting on the other side, we can keep on moving into these trees. Will the enemy be on the other side of this rock? Perhaps they're on the other side of that hill. I can charge straight up the hill towards them. That seems like a good idea at first, and then you realise that you're in a light tank, so let's go behind the rock here and be careful not to take out any trees. That tree is coming up rather quickly and it's going over. So maybe what we'll do is hide behind this rock. That way the enemy won't be able to tell exactly where I am. They'll think that I'm moving in the direction of the tree. They'll look on that side of the rock and they won't come around this side of the rock where you can see that they are in fact coming around that side. So what we'll do is go forwards around the rock, get in behind them, perhaps help light them up for some friendly artillery, move into those trees perhaps where the heavy tank has just knocked over a tree. So let's not head straight towards the heavy tank. Perhaps what we should do instead is turn left, and if we duck and swerve enough, then maybe, just maybe, the shots that they fire at us will miss, giving us an opportunity to stay alive. That allows us to race down the hill away from the heavy tank and into the enemy, and if we're really lucky we might just see an artillery piece! There it is! Okay, so if I right click on that, then I can drive around and not have to worry about all the rest of it, but I'm having difficulty bringing my gun to bear and they're still shooting at me. So I'm going to swerve a little more. There's a rock there, so I'm going to need to turn away and I can get in on... I've got to get him... Okay, we've landed a hit on the artillery and they're landing hits on me, so I'm going to turn right and not go over the cliff if I can help it. So, having cleverly hidden on the edge of the cliff here, what we can do now is get into sniper mode, and if I take out the tracks of the enemy tank destroyer that is coming to kill me, then I can get it before his gun is able to point down. See how it can't point down? And I've not taken out his tracks, so I'm going to take out his tracks, and yes, I've taken out his tracks and his gun is pointing at me, so I can hit him, or he's going to hit me. The thing to note is that two enemy self-propelled guns have been destroyed. The tank destroyer has been destroyed, so there it is, T-50, most dangerous tank in World of Tanks, especially to the driver.